Yeah, it's our time to shine. Show that's the kind of state of mind you gotta combine with hard work and time. You gotta climb to the top. Don't let yourself drop till your heart stops. Let this beat rock. Got a new clock and a new stock for this new rock. Just let your mind loose from the new stock. Drunk off the goose, thinking that I'm too pop. Getting caught with a few thoughts cause I'm too lost. Off the speakers can't even handle me. Giving what I got, nobody's gonna drain my energy. And I will never stop, I'm motivated by enemies. Setting up shop so everybody remember me. And no, I am not going through life regretfully. I'd rather work non-stop, what they call incessantly, than work some odd job just to live life pleasantly. Already got lost in my mind, not a fantasy, I'm getting there. Forgotten souls, so stop, drop, and roll. You lost all control and pop off your ball. I got squat, I fold, I'm not bought, I'm sold. My stock rocks, it's gold. Hey, knock, knock, she holding shit, talk to close. I ain't stopping though, it's hip-hop, you know. Or is it rock and roll? I'm not dropping down, no, my pocket's grown. You can't stop the show, so get rockin' on. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't never. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't here to make it back. Yeah. I ain't never slowing down, keep on going till I'm down. No, I'm never slowing down, cause we're blowing up now. I ain't never slowing down, keep on going till I'm down. No, I'm never slowing down, cause we're blowing up. Hard words like a weapon, attack with no questions. In my own section and they still disconnected, cause their mind's been infected and they're filled with objection. Too filled for recollection, so we're losing all attention. They don't know I'm in contention, cause I'm gaining their attention. Cause I'm making a connection, lyricism and aggression got me feeling my ascension. In my passion, my profession, I'm attacking my obsession. Taking action and progressing, I go off on the enemy, that's what makes them scared of me. Make my plans carefully, then execute them daringly. They say I act recklessly, but that's why I'm effective. See, you can't predict my tendencies, I offer no transparency. Some people think I'm lost, others think I'll be a legend. I'm never gonna stop till I'm one above second. And my thoughts at the top, but my mind stay present. Don't let your dreams stop, cause dreaming is a blessing. They tell me all the same, told me I won't make a name. But it's not about the fame, it's about keeping me sane. So I stay within my lane, feel my blood pump through my veins. Feel adrenaline, no pain, welcome all to my domain. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. I'm taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't never. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. I'm taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't never. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. I'm taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't never. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. I'm taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't here to make friends.
Man, that was
Y'all go for it, man. What's up?
Nah, that song was. I like that song. How'd you get that song on there?
It's copyright free music on YouTube, Netflix. We found them a little while back, and we've been using them now for most of our countdowns and stuff. So,
okay.
It's just so you don't get any copyright claims or strikes.
No, I didn't know that song was on there. Because Mitch did that. He did my countdown for me. And I was going through, and you must have been far back to find that one because I had never heard that one, but I like that.
I believe it was like 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Nah, it's a good song, man, and I thought it fit us perfectly. So I was like,
Yeah.
Mitch set it up, man. But yeah, welcome back, guys, to another episode of Two Beasts, One East. It has been a long time. A lot of things have been going on in my life, and surely his as well. And we're just happy we can get this going again. So what's going on, man?
Not much, man. Just loving this football season in spite of the misery I'm having over there. I'm waiting for the Eagles' first loss. I'm enjoying. Did not think that we'd be 6-2, to be honest with you. All off season, I was saying in the first 6 games, even if we end up under 500 going into the rest of the games after the first 6 weeks, I think we could make a playoff push. But I don't know what happened. Somehow we go 4-1 or 3-1 in Dak's absence, and now it's like we're just playing with house money right now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And after we get through the Packers next week and then the Vikings after that, I mean, bro, it's easy pickings from there. You got the Jaguars, the Texans, the Titans, and then we got the Giants on Thanksgiving. We still got to face y'all, and then Washington again. So I mean, I was getting made fun of all off season, but for me, I kept saying this schedule's a lot easier than last year. I'm predicting 12-5, and I got made fun of a lot this year. And look, we're 6-2, and I'm not saying I don't even see us really losing a game the rest of the season until that Christmas Day when it's going to be a battle between both of us. But we already beat the Giants once. I'm not, who's to say we can't do it again? We already beat Washington once. Who's to say we can't do it again? And then we have the Packers, and the Packers don't look all that great. And then the Vikings, yeah, they're what 7-1 right now. The Vikings are 7-1, and I mean, with this defense that we got, the corners that we have, why can't we shut down Kirk Cousins? We own him, right? So, I mean, I have a 3-game margin of error because I said 12-5, and I'm excited about this, about what's going on right now, and I know you're excited because your Eagles are undefeated.
And still going to be after tonight.
We'll see. We'll
8-0.
see.
Here we go.
The baseball team won yesterday. We'll see what the football team does.
Oh, we'll stop that one. We'll crush those dreams real fast. But no, man, listen. We went into this season, and me and you were talking all off season. You questioned my quarterback, and now my quarterback is the best in the NFC East. Like, let's just put it out there. He is.
Well, yeah, because Dak Prescott has missed.
Oh, don't give me that shit. He'd still be. But what have you seen from us this year that you don't necessarily like to see as a Dallas fan? Because you weren't scared of us last year, but this team is completely different this year.
Yeah, and I'm glad the trade deadline's over. I'm glad all that's over because that is what was scaring me. It was like, shit, I hope they're not pulling the trigger on someone else because I already know what my team's about to do. Nothing. They already made their big trade last week. So I was just like, the trade deadline, hurry up, because I know my team ain't going to do nothing. So hurry up. They can't sign no one else. Can't get nobody else. This is it. That's the squad there. So that's what I was worried about. And I'm glad that everything is over with. That's the team you're rocking with. And so that was the scary part for me. Do I feel that there's some things that Jalen Hurts, still needs to work on that I think the Cowboys can capitalize? Absolutely. If somehow they can figure out how to have Micah Parsons make a little bit of better decision, because I think in that game, y'all ran right at Parsons and he didn't know what to do. He kind of looked like a deer in headlights. To me, he didn't look the same. But also, y'all did a lot of motion that confused a lot of our guys that had A.J. Brown moving, get him in open field. And it doesn't help. It helps that y'all had 3 picks against us that game. So for me, the scary part's over. I know what team you got now. The Cowboys know what team you have, and I think moving forward, when it's time to play again, that we'll be ready for you.
Yeah, listen, I understand, but when I look at Jalen this year,
Mm-hmm.
he's probably making the best decisions in all of football when it comes to the QB position. Like these RPOs, a lot of people when they look at it, they think it might be simple, but it's really actually not. Like RPOs, you got to read 3 levels of the defense within a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's doing a phenomenal job at it. He's always making the right decisions. He's just, yeah, I get it. We have the most short yards out of the NFL this year, but that's kind of what we are. But we can also go over the top, and he showed that against the Steelers. A lot of people said, well, it's all about Jalen's legs. That's how he's going to succeed. Well, he just proved to you last week that 2 rushes, 10 yards. Everything else was in the air. I mean, no matter how good this kid gets, no matter how much he proves everyone wrong, they still question him.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, he's making some throws, and it helps. It helps when you have Devontae Smith on one side, and they got AJ Brown on the other, and AJ Brown went off again for 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I mean, so our bet was 3,500 yards and 20 touchdowns.
Yep.
Okay. Well, he is 1,700 or 1,600 or 1,400 away, and 10 touchdowns away from me owing you a mini helmet. Man, I'm not kidding you. I am.
It wasn't a mini helmet. It was a hat.
Was it a hat?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, my bad. I forgot. I mean, I made a few bets this
No,
year.
it's okay.
So,
I'm not greedy, homie. I'll take a
I'm
hat.
getting my mini helmet from Where You're Hiding here pretty soon. Because, yeah, we have our bet is he didn't think the Cowboys were going to win more than 8 games or 8 games at all this year. And I don't know. The NFC East is looking pretty sharp right now. Cowboys sitting at second place. Y'all are, of course, in first.
And that's where we're going to stay. Just saying.
And you know what? Like I was saying to a lot like Eagle fans and they were coming at me, and I'm cool. You know what? If y'all are worried about the division and that's where your focus is at, I'm cool with it. I'm not. For me, I've always been. I want to get into the playoffs. It's not. I don't want to win the division, and I'm happy with it, even if we lose in the playoffs. My thing is, I don't care how we get in the playoffs, whether it's wild card or division. I just want to be in the playoffs to have a chance because, anything happens at that point. And I already said this hot take here on my podcast with another Cowboys fan. So I'm going to say it here. There will be a NFC East representative in the Super Bowl, whether that's Cowboys, Eagles, or Giants. I mean, us 3 teams are going to make it to the playoffs. I really think the way our 3 teams are playing, I mean, you already stomped out the Vikings. I see us beating the Vikings. And then it's the Niners right now, and I really don't think the Seahawks are all that great, even though they're 5-2.
Hold
they
on,
have
pause,
a weak
pause,
division
pause,
over there.
Pause real quick. Pause. AJ, go to sleep, bro. Seriously.
The Bucks aren't even in the playoffs right now.
just go to sleep, homie. It'll get better when you wake up.
So
go ahead.
I don't know about Bird Gang with 20-0. I don't think that's going to happen. Not even close. But yeah, my hot take is here for. And I'm going to say it again on other podcasts when I go on there and they want me on there. There's going to be an NFC East team in the Super Bowl this year.
No, I 100% agree with you, man. I made the comment last night. I said, God forbid something would happen to where we lose a certain amount of people that completely wipes everything away.
Uh-huh.
One of us are still going to be there.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what, the NFC is going through the NFC East one way or another. No matter who it be. That's how it's going to be. I mean, in all honesty, man, we went from the NFC least last year and everyone making fun of us the last few years. We're the best division in football right now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, 3 teams that are only have 2 losses or less. That's amazing.
Yeah. No, and then I just want to say this to some of your fans, and not your fans, some of your fan base, because some of your fan base likes to make fun of Dallas for being. Well, we were in third place last week until we won and the Giants lost, but even last week when we were sitting at 5-2, that is top of a lot of other divisions, and we were sitting at the 6th seed. You know, the next closest team to the Giants or the Cowboys in the wild card is 2 games behind us. So even though the Giants lost and they're at 6-2, the Cowboys are 6-2. No matter what happens this weekend, the Cowboys and the Giants still stay at the 5th and 6th seed. Nothing changes at all. I mean, to have that kind of a lead going into the bye week and not really having to worry about anything other than hoping the Eagles get their first loss, as division rivals here, division foes. Like it's a good feeling going to the bye week knowing like I can just kick my feet up and like, you know what, I'm staying in the 5th position. I'm staying at the 5th seed because the Eagles are on a bye week as well. And even if they weren't and they won, guess what? I'm going down to the 6th seed. But still, the team that's closest to me is the 49ers, and they got 4 losses while my team only has 2. You know, so that's why it's a good feeling, man. It's a good feeling to have to be 2 games above everyone else in the wild card spot.
Yeah, no, man. Listen, I can confidently sit here and say, coming into the Christmas Eve game, my team will be undefeated. All right, I'm not really scared of anyone. Kind of like how you feel right now with your schedule. You know, yes, I understand for both of us. Green Bay could be a trap game. You know,
Yeah.
maybe Aaron Rodgers just somehow, some way figures it out between one of us. You know what I mean? He is known to crush dreams at times. Tennessee seems to always beat undefeated teams. I have no idea, but they're known to do that. But I still, they don't match up. None of them do. To
They
you,
don't match. You're right. They don't match up. I will
So-
say this about Tennessee. Just give me a second. Both of our run defenses are suspect. You know, they are. They're not that great. And Tennessee is a worrisome because if we can't, either one of us can't stop Derrick Henry, he's a game changer, man. He is a game changer for them. And neither one, I mean, I think I forgot how many yards we gave up last week against Justin Fields and their running game, but still, like we put up some rushes against y'all, right? We put up some numbers against y'all rushing the ball. So that for me is the X factor, and that's the wild card is that Tennessee game, because aside from that, you can game plan around that all you want, but if you can't stop him, it's going to be tough.
No, listen, man. I said it last night as well. Everybody's going to have a run here and there. Like, I'm not even going to play with you. Pierce is somehow, some way going to get a few runs tonight on us. It just happens. Everyone gets lucky here and there. You know, somebody gets a really nice block, or they get lucky and they don't get caught with a hole, and the hole is there and they get a gain. Pierce is a phenomenal player. I'm not disrespecting him. But that team as a whole is nowhere near us. You know,
Yeah, no, I know that.
but they're going to get a few runs here and there. And I expect that. I know Derrick Henry will get his yards, you know, but the point is to limit them yards.
Yeah.
You know, and I believe we have enough veterans on the front and enough big bodies on the front to take care of business. And, you know, he'll probably get 80 yards. And I think that's a fair assessment, you know, but.
Yeah. Shit, I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, Pierce. I mean, he's coming out of nowhere right now. He's a guy that I didn't know about. But you're right. Y'all do get, you know, everyone breaks off a little bit here and there. They're not on anyone, like they're not on our level. They're not on your level. It's just, I now remember what I was going to say. Brandon Cooks. Now that he's not playing, That's another thing.
That's a big one.
He's being a little salty because he didn't get traded to Dallas because that's where he wanted to go. So he's in his feelings right now. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to happen. I'm a big advocate of just getting OBJ, only because, not because he's this superstar and this, that, and the third or whatever. It's only because he does demand, attention, just like Cooper did. Even though Cooper last year only had 800 and something yards and he wasn't our number one leading wide receiver, his name demands attention, just like OBJ demands attention, because either one of them can go off at any point in time. Mm-hmm. So for me, whether we got Cooks or not, I wasn't worried about it because I didn't think it was going to happen. But at the wide receiver position, we are nicked up. And to be honest with you, like I said, OBJ is a guy that I want. And I think OBJ can actually propel this offense into a different stratosphere. I'm not saying that we would be on the same level as our defense, but it would propel us a lot more to where we can do a lot more things if we had another wide receiver of either CeeDee Lamb's talent or OBJ's talent.
You're going to need him.
I know we are. And
I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm being real when I say this. You're going to need him to beat my corners. All right. And I never thought I could honestly sit here and ever be cocky when it comes to the passing game with the Philadelphia Eagles, because for a long time we couldn't. But, bro, this is a defense you cannot pass on. Bradbury is on God mode. Slay is on God mode. Maddox is playing just like he did all last year. CJ Johnson is playing fantastic. He has 5 picks in 5 games. It's amazing, dude. It really is. Or maybe it's 4 and 5, one of the two. But, and Epps is just doing what he does. And that's solid tackling, big hits. And hopefully he gets a pick here too. He was close last week. But, this defense is built so you cannot throw. And that's good, because then you can sit there and focus on the run game, making offenses one-dimensional. That's what we're built to do.
Yeah, I completely agree. But also we got to take a look. And look, it's the same thing for the Cowboys. We got to look at, and I've been saying this since last season, and even though I feel this year's different in the sense of I really don't see a stud team outside of the NFC East. Like last year, I was like, shit, like the Niners look dangerous, right? Even though we're putting points up against scrappy, crappy trash teams, and we're putting up these awesome numbers. 49ers look dangerous. The Rams look dangerous. The Bucs look dangerous, even though we're destroying teams. And I'm like, you got to look at who you're playing. And then I said the same thing for this year. But this is why I say it's different. The Bucs don't look the same. The Niners don't look the same. The Seahawks are leading that division at 5-2. The Rams look like they're going to miss the playoffs. Like the outside of the NFC East, I don't see a dangerous team. Mm-hmm. So even though to me all wins aren't created equal, because depending on who you play and your schedule and my schedule, the quarterbacks you play and the quarterbacks I play are bottom tier quarterbacks at this point. I don't think that any of that matters, because it looks like it's either Cowboys or Eagles coming out of the NFC.
Yeah,
just based off of what other teams look like.
And I 100% agree with you. Out of us three, me, you, and the Giants, no one really compares to us at the moment right now in the whole NFC. And that's okay. I'm comfortable saying that. And RJ is right. Maybe us as Eagle fans are too cocky. Maybe I am being a little too cocky. Well, then fucking beat us. That's all I got to say. Then fucking beat us. Until you beat us, it is what it is. And I'm not talking you as Dallas.
Yeah,
I'm saying anyone. Then fucking beat us.
RJ is a who fan? A Cowboy fan?
No, he's an Eagle fan.
Oh, he's an Eagle fan. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know, because he's over saying here the Eagles are two Eagle. Oh, we Eagle fans. Sorry, I didn't see the we part. I just saw the Eagles are two.
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah. But okay. I'm not wrong. You want
Yeah.
us to stop being cocky, then fucking beat us. Who's going to do it? Whoever does it, I give you props, but I'm not going to be scared just because we get one loss. This team is still going to be the same team. I've always said it, bro. If we get a loss, it is only our fault. It is because we fucked up as a team. We made too many mistakes and we shot ourselves in our own foot. It's not because the team we faced is better than us.
Yeah.
And I'm
Look,
sure you guys feel the same way over there.
oh yeah. If our offense can be the way it sustain what it not sustain in the sense of putting up 49 points against everyone, but look like the complementary football, the fluid, smooth looking team that we look like against the Bears. If we can do that, and our defense can put up points the way they only put up a touchdown last week, but if it can get turnovers, because I think we're we're not number one in turnovers, but we're up there. We lead, even though somehow I think our defense, if you look at all the stats, I think we're like 26 in passing, like 19th in rushing, or it's flipped the other way around. Like we're still number one in sacks, we're still number one in pressures, we're still number one in hurries, knockdowns, any of the major statistical stats out there. If our defense can do that, sustain that, while our offense does what it did this past weekend, Dak throws for 250. Zeke and Elliott combined for over 120. They each get, Pollard gets a touchdown. Tony gets, or Zeke gets a touchdown. Dak throws for 2 or runs for 1. I mean, dude, I don't see. I'm sorry, even against Christmas Day, if our defense can do what it did and our offense can stay looking like that, I don't see y'all beating us Christmas Eve, because that's going to be difficult. I mean, it helps. I know you laugh, but it helps when Cooper Rush throws 3 interceptions on your side of the field. You know what I mean? It helps. It helped. And let's face it, Dak Prescott has not lost to the Eagles. I think but one time maybe.
Do you know why
He
I
hasn't
laugh?
lost to the Eagles.
Do you know why I laugh? Because you sat there and you praised this guy for the first 4 wins that he had. You guys got either 4-1, right?
Uh-huh.
He didn't have an interception that whole time.
No.
He played safe.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you actually play somebody who's really fucking good. My point is, I don't care if it was Rush or it is Dak. Somebody's fucking up. Like,
Yeah,
that's
but
what
if you
we're
look at those
built to make
interceptions,
people
there were a
do.
lot of tip balls, though, to like open guys, or a lot of our guys missing the ball and it going flying up in the air.
How many interceptions are tip balls, bro? A lot. It happens. It is what it is. I don't make excuses for it. Jalen's 2 interceptions this year were tip passes, but they were
Yeah.
tipped. They got them. Okay, moving on. But he still didn't mess up. It only got to the point to where you faced us, he messed up. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that Dak wouldn't make those mistakes. I'm not saying that he would or he wouldn't. I'm just saying, don't discredit what we got.
Yeah.
Like, these boys are meant to go get it. That
Oh no,
is what we do.
I'm not
That's why
discrediting what
we
y'all
have a
got.
12 turnover differential. That's what we do. So that's why I said I don't care if it is Dak or it is Rush. Somebody's fucking up because the pressure will be there. My corners are playing ridiculously good right now. I mean, Bradbury's number 1 at QBR percentage, I believe, on defense. At like what, 30% completion percentage? That's insane, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, good luck.
Yeah, no, I'm looking up James Bradbury's stat. You said it's 30%?
I think it's 30%. Yeah. Like, he's leading right now, dude. And Slay's right there with him. Like, they're both playing insane right now. You just can't complete it against Bradbury for some reason. He's playing with a chip on his shoulder, and I love it.
Let me see. I need to go to, hold on, let me go to advanced stats, because it'll give me his completion percentage game log event 2022. 41.2%.
41. But still,
Yeah.
he's leading. That's the point.
Yeah, no, I get it. When you're supposed to be a number one, but then you get moved to the number 2 spot, and a lot of teams that y'all play don't have strong number 2s. So, y'all got 2 number 1 corners, on y'all side. So, I mean, it's very easy for the number 2 guy who's supposed to be number 1 playing lights out. You know what I mean?
You're going to find any excuse, aren't you?
That's what I'm supposed to be doing, right? That's what I'm supposed to be doing, right? So, I mean, I'm not like I said, I'm not taking anything away from him. He's doing his job. I'm just saying, like, if he was supposed to be like what he was with the Giants, we wouldn't be talking like that right now.
Yeah, but bro, that's where you fell behind, and that's where we got ahead, because right now you need 2 good corners, because right now a lot of teams have dynamic wide receivers at 1 and 2. I mean, look at Chase and look at Higgins, look at Waddle and Hill, and yes, there is certain teams that do only have 1, but for the most part, most teams these days have 2 wide receivers who are pretty decent threats, and even tight ends these days are ridiculous. So you need those guys. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not my fault you got shittier at wide receiver. I'm sorry.
No, I know that. I'm not.
I mean,
And
but that's something y'all should have kept up with.
yeah, but you know what our team is like. You know what our front office is like. That ain't gonna happen. They're gonna sit there and say, "Oh, we like our guys." Like, and look, I made this. When I talked about this in my video that I posted like about an hour ago or whatever. And look, the Cowboys made their trade last week to get a run stuffer, right?
Yeah.
This week was a trade deadline on the 1st, and everyone was hoping Brandon Cooks, and it looked like the deal was in the works to get Cooks over here, but the Cowboys didn't want to pay that $18 million or all of it that he's owed to next season. So that didn't happen, right? But the front office is going to sit there and say we did all we could do. We made our trade, and then when the playoffs come around and something happens, they're just going to sit there and say, "Oh, we like our guys." It's to me, it's pulling the wool over the Cowboys fans' eyes again, because if something does go wrong, there's things that could have been done, like getting the OBJ, going and getting Brandon Cooks. That these guys, like, we already have a great defense. We already look like a contender in the NFC, right? To put us over the top would be to help out the offense and get a weapon. But they're going to sit there and say, "Oh, we like our guys. We like this. We like that." So that's the thing that kills me, man, is that our front office doesn't do – it does just enough to get to make us think that we're going to do something, and then something always happens. And, yeah, Vikings got TJ Hawkinson. I mean, I think he only put up like 39 yards against us, and I get it. It was with Jared Goff, but –
Dude, I'm surprised y'all didn't go after Chase Claypool.
To be honest with you, when I saw all these like crazy ass trades going down, at that point I was when I saw Hawkinson go to the Vikings, I was like, okay, I think he went first before Claypool, and I was like,
yeah,
okay, if this is going down, I was like, holy shit, Chubb is going to the Dolphins. I was like, oh, Roquan Smith is going to Baltimore. Dallas is doing something. This is way too crazy for Dallas not to be doing anything right now. Like, teams are trying to load up for that late playoff push that everyone's about to have. I was like, there's no way the Cowboys are just going to rest on their laurels of what they got. Like, something's about to go down. And, again, nothing. So, but like I said, I got I'm not holding my breath, but I got my fingers crossed for when OBJ is ready. Because let's face it, he's going to want to go to another contender. And if the Rams are not in the playoffs, I don't see him going to the Rams at all.
Man, I wish Howie had some big fucking balls right now, bro, because I would say go out and get him just so y'all can't have him. Like, no lie, the 49ers, anywhere he could go, just so any of y'all can't have him, I would just take him. But I know he ain't going to do that, and that's not going to happen. So,
is that Low Nation, like, for real?
What's that?
Is that Law Nation in here for real? Like Law Nation Sports? Or is that just
I don't know.
I mean, that's crazy that he's in here.
It is you, man. Appreciate you so much for being here.
Yeah. I mean, I
Oh,
clicked on his thing on my phone, and it brought up 88.8 thousand subscribers. So
oh shit. Well,
yeah,
appreciate you, man.
I
Thank you
appreciate
so
you for
much.
stopping. Yeah. Wow. I did.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I never would
Yeah.
have thought. Wow. That's
Thank you.
awesome.
Shout out to you, sir. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you
Appreciate
for
it.
gracing us with
Wow.
your presence here. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah,
what-
man.
what does
No,
comment say?
there's so many fake accounts, man. Like it's
I
hard to
know.
tell who's real and who's not.
We're gonna be good as long as we stick to the formula. Run the ball, play sound defense, keep Dak. Exactly. This is exactly what I've been saying for the past couple years. You let the offense play. Now that the defense is doing what it's doing, you keep Dak. You keep everything balanced. Everything balanced. And that's what I said in my video that I did a couple of hours ago. The people that are saying that Dak is back, no, he's not. He's not the 30 time, 40 time passing back, throwing for 300, throwing for 330, throwing for 400, 4 or 5 touchdowns a game. That's the Dak that they're saying Dak is back. He's not. He's not. This is the Dak that is efficient. He drops back, like the law says, 24 to 28 times a game, throws for 250 and has 2 touchdowns. If he can throw for 250, have 2 touchdowns while the run game's doing his thing, I'm good. I'm good because that's what I've always thought he should be around. He shouldn't be dropping back 30, 40 times trying to throw the ball for 300, 400 yards a game. We don't need that. This offense runs through the running backs. And I say running backs because you have Tony Pollard and you have Zeke, which I'm going to do a video on as well because there's a lot of people sitting here saying Tony needs to be the starter, and I'm going to tell you that is crap. Tony Pollard has never since high school had over 15 rushes in a game before. Never. And that includes college. Never. And what is Zeke? What did Zeke started out doing? 25 times a game, 24 times a game, 26 times a game. I mean, I think his first season as a rookie, he had over 350 rushing attempts for 1,600 yards. Do you think Tony Pollard can have that kind of workload or be good with that kind of workload, the way his small body frame is? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't think Tony can withstand a full season of 25 plus touches a game or even 20 plus touches a game. And the reason why Tony runs the way he does is because he's fresh. Let's be real. He's fresh. And the Cowboys are just overpowering when it comes to running the football. When you're running and running and running, and then you bring in some fresh legs that Tony is, the way he's dynamic, of course he's going to bust out his 30 yards, his 30-yard games, his 40-yard, his 50-yard games, take it to the house for a touchdown. Like the whole thing about Tony and Zeke is, no, you need these 2 guys to come in. And then plus, Tony cannot pass block for crap. I'll tell you that right here. I don't think Tony Pollard can pass block for crap. We've seen it, and this is why I think Zeke needs to be the number 1 starter because it's so much more than just running. It's also protecting our quarterback.
Yeah, no, man. And I seen this comment up here. Well, I did want to get to it because he's completely right. No lie, man. If it is not us or you in that championship game, that is a huge L for both of us. Like, I'm not gonna lie. This NFC is lined up for one of us to take it.
Yeah.
The best man win.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm there already. Like last year, if you said that if we were where we were last year at
appreciate you all. Thank
yes,
you.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks for those words. It's always nice to get recognized by one of the greatest ones to do this.
Yes,
but if we were where we were last year, 7-0, we were playing the same type of teams, but yet Tampa looked scary, the Niners looked scary, the Rams looked scary, and we were going into the playoffs. To me, I still would have said, you know what, we're taking L's. We're losing. Like, even though we're dominating, we're losing because I don't feel that we can match up with any of those teams. This year, our teams have gotten better, both of us, even though we want to say Dallas maybe took a step back on offense because we lost Cooper. And then Tyron Smith got hurt. Zeke is a year older. All that stuff, right? We lost Wilson, even though I said Wilson was a product of what was on the field already. Because if you look at over there in Miami, he ain't doing jack shit over there. He ain't doing nothing, you know? So with the teams the way they are now, the Bucks, the Rams, the Niners, I don't care how we look. You know, what teams are playing because we already beat the Rams handily. We beat them nicely, right? The Niners, I think, you know, even though they got Run CMC.
Calm down on that one. Calm down on that one.
What? On beating the Rams?
The Rams are not even a shell of their former selves. So calm down on that one. Calm down.
I'm just saying. I mean, you got to beat who's in front of you, right? I mean, we can talk about every team that you played. You barely beat the Lions while we put whoa. So
it's just funny how you started with them first.
Well, I'm just saying because that was our second game.
I know.
Oh no, that was our fifth game.
That was like your fifth.
Yeah, that was our fifth game. But okay, so you want to talk about our second game? We beat the Bengals, who went to the Super Bowl with a shitty offensive line and a good defense, right? And Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, we beat those guys. So this is a different year for both of us, and I don't think any team really matches up well with either one of us. Y'all on, I think, both sides, and for us, they definitely don't match up with us on defense. And the reason being is our pass rush. We got one of the best pass rushes in the league, and that's because of Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons, I think, is tied for first with sacks. I think he's tied in third with quarterback pressures. And I think, man, he's my right now defensive player of the year so far.
Yeah, no, man. Listen, I'm not going to discredit you. Parsons is a freaking monster. And in all honesty, it just sucks for me because I am a Penn State fan that he goes and plays for your fucking team. And I knew when you guys got him what he was going to be. I know a lot of people questioned it, and but dude, all of us who knew who Parsons was as a college player, everyone knows he's God's gift of all men. Like he's a phenomenal talent.
Yeah.
It's
funny because it seems like only a few Cowboy fans who wanted Slater and look, I'm gonna say this. When we were getting our ass stomped in 2020 against the Ravens, I wanted Parsons. When our linebackers looked like crap, I did a whole live and I was like, Parsons is my guy. Parsons is the one. Coming close to the draft, I didn't switch up and say, okay, now I want a corner. It looked like we were going after a corner. It didn't look like we were going after Parsons at that point because Byron Jones had left, right? So we needed a corner. And I think Byron Jones had left a while before that. But I think we just needed a corner. So it was going to be Surtain and Horn, right? It was going to be one of those two guys.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it was going at. And then once those two guys – and so I did a whole bunch of videos on who was going to be taken, whether it was going to be Surtain or Horn, because we were sitting where we were sitting, and no one thought that they were going to come off the board back-to-back. So even though I was Parsons day one, I was doing videos about Kyle Pitts because there was rumors about – maybe him going to Dallas, because I really didn't. When I was looking at the board, I was like, no one really needs a tight end.
Yeah.
Like, he can fall. Maybe, and I know Dallas is weird like that. They're going to take this, the big name, right? So I was doing videos like that, and I really kind of stopped my Parsons video making because it was leaning more towards corners. So when those two guys came off the board, I freaked out when we traded back. I literally freaked because I was like, are you shitting me right now? You're going to trade back and leave Parsons up in the air right now? So when we traded back and then we drafted Parsons, like, my video's out there, I was jumping for joy. Like, I freaked out. I was so happy because I knew what he was going to be. I was not surprised the way he came in and he had 13 sacks his rookie season. I was not surprised. But it seemed like a lot of people that want to claim their day one Parsons guys over here saying that, oh, we didn't know what he was going to be, yada, yada. No. I knew exactly what he was going to be. The best defender, best defensive player to come out of that draft, period. And you're right. He's a freak of nature.
Yeah. No, man. And I blame Giant fans for you guys getting him because I know that year they needed a middle linebacker as well. And they were sitting right there. I mean, they could have taken him right out from under you because I after looking at the trade, I was like, oh, that was the plan the whole time. They knew that they weren't going to take Parsons, so they knew they were safe. Man, if the Giants were just a little more sneakier and would have taken Parsons, what predicament you would have been in.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I think we would have went with because I think that was this past draft that they got Thibodeau and Neal.
Yeah.
Who did the Giants?
They traded back, didn't they?
Oh, they traded
20 to get Tony.
Yeah. Well, no, because they traded before us. Yeah, if they had stayed and taken Parsons, yeah, that would have been.
I was expecting it, but I was like, oh, well, okay.
Yeah, because you would have thought that since we screwed over the Giants by making a deal with y'all,
right?
Because Devontae Smith was good. Dude, yeah, I mean, the Giants, but who was their coach? Judge? I don't know if he was pulling the strings on who got drafted or whatnot, but no, he wasn't because I forget who their GM was at that time, but still, like, that would have been the smart play, right? To go out and get Parsons.
Now, see, why is it that just two Joe Schmoes who just randomly do this now and then can think of that, but these guys can't?
I don't know, man. I have no. And it seems like that y'all always try to jump us or someone to screw someone over.
Bro, no one was more surprised than you that you traded with us. Trust me.
Yeah,
when I saw Dallas trade, I was like, oh, shit, who's jumping up? And then I saw us. I was like, what? Like, it caught me by surprise. I was like, y'all
to be honest with you, I would have rather much had – because y'all were behind us, right? Oh, no. No.
Yeah, we were 12. You were 10.
Yeah.
And we went from 12 to 10, but that surprised me because I was like, I'm sorry, man, but if you would have called me if I was in that situation, I would have been like, go fuck yourself and hung up the phone. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, because it was Cowboys, Giants, Eagles draft order, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And we swapped.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I know, but I don't know if I was Dallas, I would have been like, I'd be looking at their quarterback situation. I was like, Carson Wentz kind of like lit it up a couple years ago, and he, I don't want to put a good wide receiver with him. And Daniel Jones looks like shit. I'm gonna let Devontae go to New York. But then, oh no, because we were before, we still would have traded. I still would have picked Parsons. Parsons. But yeah. So
yeah, and then we would have been.
You'd have been SOL.
Yeah.
You'd have been like, what are we doing now?
Oh, how the things could have turned. But
I know, right? I blame Jerry for all of this, right?
Right. Yeah. But no, man, it's a great time to be an Eagle. It's a great time to be a Cowboy, and crazy enough, it's a great time to be a Giant fan. Who, I had them roughly at 6 wins all year, and they just already have hit that mark. So props to you guys. You're playing a lot better than I anticipated. But DeBall is a fantastic head coach. We all know that. He was great in Buffalo. He did wonders with Josh Allen. And Wink is a fabulous defensive coordinator. So when you put two great guys together, you're going to get miracles. It is what it is. But don't forget, you're still rebuilding.
The Giants?
Yeah. But
it's crazy. They're rebuilding, but yet they're still.
They're doing what we did last year, just kind of vice versa. They started out really hot. We ended really hot.
And I'm thinking about this stuff because I'm still thinking about trades and whatnot because it's still in my head. You, us, and the Giants are going to have bottom tier first round draft picks. Oh well, I mean y'all got the the Saints draft, which it looks like what it's gonna be. It's a top 5 pick right now,
Yeah.
something like that. Top 2 pick somewhere around there.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But man, it's just the Cowboys are looking at somewhere in the mid-20s. I don't watch a lot of sports TV because I gotta get my stuff from here. But there was a segment that imagine getting the Cowboys trading and getting Bradley Chubb from Denver instead of him going to Miami. I mean, that would have been scary to add another pass rusher like that, to add another Chubb to this already awesome defense. And Denver was only looking for a number 1. I mean, we could have put a number 1 and maybe a 3rd or 4th with that. I would have been good with that. Getting a Bradley Chubb over to add to this defense. That would have been nice. That would have been real nice. I mean, and it's not like he's taking snaps away from Lawrence or Parsons. He'd be taking snaps away from, I get it, Smith, who's developing, but also Dante Fowler. But he's better than those guys as of right now. So, and you can use those guys as rotational pieces. So this defense, I mean, there's all kinds of scenarios that could have happened this past Monday.
Yeah, no, and listen, man, we got a lot to look forward to in this year. The rest of the year, we got a lot to look forward to in the next coming off season. You know, you brought up us having a top 5 pick. Yeah, you know, a lot of people at the beginning of this past year, they were sitting there saying that, oh, you know, they have 2 just in case Jalen does this or that and blah blah blah. Well, guess what? We don't need them for a QB, so we can just continue to build on this dominant team that we already have. And having a top 5 pick is scary considering what we already are. And then whatever pick we end up with at the end of the year, you know. So future is looking bright for my team.
Well, I will say this. It's potentially scary because you don't know until you know they get out there and play. I mean, more than likely it's scary, but like everyone says,
they're 7-0.
No. I'm talking about like what the player you draft can bring to your team.
Oh, you're talking next season.
Next season.
Okay.
Season.
Yeah. I got you. Yeah.
That draft pick is potentially because you never know until you know. You know what I mean? Until he gets out there and plays, and I mean, shit. Everyone thought that Nakobe Dean was going to be rookie of the year and yada yada and all this. I honestly have not seen it. I mean, I have this app to where I download and it gives me links to every football game that I can watch on whether it's YouTube or it sends me to a web page that I can watch the football game. So I'm not kidding you. When I'm watching the Dallas Cowboys on my TV and I'm streaming the game, I have my phone on my selfie stick and I'm watching the Eagles game on my phone. And I have yet to see, but maybe a handful of times, Nakobe Dean out there because TJ Edwards is playing lights out right now for y'all.
Yeah, listen, man, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about Dean. His time will come. You know, right now, White is playing fantastic. You know, like you said, Edwards is playing top notch. Just our whole entire linebacking core is just really good right now. Why pressure him to be out there? You know what I mean? Like, just let him sit, soak in the knowledge. You know, he plays special teams and he does great on the special teams. You know, he will get his time. You know, he will. And I think it will be next year because we have 10 people, I think, that are unrestricted free agents at the end of the year on defense alone. So even still next year, I believe this team's going to be different again. You know, they will bring back key players, obviously.
All the time. They'll always do.
Yeah. And God, dude, I pray to God we keep Slay and Bradbury both for the next at least 2 years, especially if Slay keeps playing out of his mind and Bradbury keeps doing what he's doing. There's no reason to break that up. And I'm sure they'd pay normal for them to keep them together, you know, especially if they love playing together. So, you know, your goat over there, your wide receiver, he said it, and it's not far-fetched, man. Like, if we keep doing what we're doing and Jalen keeps being just ice cold, dude, ice cold, I expect a dynasty. No, I'm
Well,
going to say it. You know,
So,
Michael.
so I'm gonna throw a monkey in every Eagle fan's wrench right now. Y'all
No,
expect
whatever.
no. Y'all say you're expecting dynasty. You're expecting this. So let me ask you, what happens when, let's just say, Kelsey retires at the end of the year? Because he's been talking about that for a while now. What
Yeah.
happens when Cox is gone at the end of the year? Because he's brought back on a 1-year deal.
Jordan Davis.
You what?
Jordan Davis. That's what we drafted him
No,
for.
I got it. Jordan Davis. But then you got 10 unrestricted free agents, and what if you don't sign them all and you don't bring them back? That's their key.
It's a lot of what ifs, dog.
I understand that it's a lot of what ifs, but still, it's a lot of what ifs to even keep them. So, and you even said it yourself, it's going to be a different team. So if you don't win the Super Bowl this year, and next year you got a completely different team because everything was built on a house of cards of 1-year deals and this and that because you're trying to win now, then basically aren't you going to be starting over again the following year? And I get it. You're going to have AJ Brown. You're going to have Devontae Smith.
Well, that's not what I'm saying. It all depends, bro. Because in all honesty, you can sit there and like I said, say, all right, well, we're just going to talk hypothetical here real fast, okay? Say they do go out and they do win, okay? What makes you think that because of the bond that they create that they won't stick together? You know, I do understand, yes, like for instance, you see Von Miller out there right now, and Von Miller, he's jumping from team to team and winning, you know, and it's crazy. You want to win for multiple franchises. But these guys, they are brothers, they are best friends, they do everything together, even outside of football. Like it to a point, it eventually becomes a family. You know, I'm sure your defense kind of feels that way. That's why your defense is very successful. You know, you don't think Parsons or Diggs is going to take a pay cut, a little pay cut, just a little one, like I'm saying, to stick together because they are dominant. That's my point I'm saying. Sometimes you're willing to take a little less to keep that dominance there. I mean, look at the reign of New England with Tom. Many, many, many players took pay cuts on that team to stick together. You know, that's why they won so many. So
I got you.
Connecting. It's all about, you know, being one with one another and thinking, and that's exactly what these guys are building. So why would you not want to keep it? They're all still young, kind of. Slay's not young, but you know, Bradbury's still 28. You know, like they got plenty of years to play together. So that's all I'm saying.
Slay's how old? He's in his 30s,
Slay's
right?
32, isn't he? 31, 32?
I don't know. He's probably around my
He's getting up there. You know,
Yeah.
I give him about 3 more years, you know, before you might see him fall off. But, you know, get all you can out of him. I mean, he's playing lights out for us. He loves playing in Philly. Same with Bradbury, you know, so why not?
Yeah.
It's possible.
No, it is. But yeah, no, man. I mean, for us too, I mean, we got Parsons coming up, or Parsons in a couple years. But we got CeeDee Lamb coming up. We got Diggs coming up.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, these are guys you're gonna have to pay, and the way this front office likes to work, like it. To be honest with you, it's scary. It's like it scares me. It honestly does. It scares me of what might end up happening. But again, those are what ifs. But at the same time, those are what ifs that need to be talked about and need to be thought about because it's right around the corner. I think Diggs is going into next year is going to be his third. Is this his third year? This is his second year.
He'll be in his fourth year.
He'll be in his fourth year next year. Yeah, after next year, you're gonna have to pay him. And if he keeps getting intercepted, that's why I posted something a few weeks ago when he was getting his interceptions. I was like, today's prices aren't tomorrow's prices. Like this man needs to be under contract like now. Like I can see you waiting on CeeDee Lamb until he has these big old breakout games. The way you see AJ Brown doing with these 3 touchdowns. Until then, you know, I'm kind of waiting on CD to give him his contract. But Diggs, I think, is the fastest guy to 34 interceptions in a 17-game span. And for me, I'm trying to sign Diggs as soon as possible, and I'm not waiting until the last minute to where I have to pay him maximum of what a cornerback is being paid out there. Because if you're going to do that, then you're just wasting money. You know what I mean? You're just wasting money at that point. Like, this man needs to be under lock and key, like, as of yesterday, pretty much. Especially if he goes out and he has 4 or 5 more interceptions for the rest of the year, which can happen because I get it, it's the bye week. We're going to be in week 9 next week when the Cowboys come back and play against the Packers, who have no wide receivers, and Aaron Rodgers seems to be throwing balls and they're just falling everywhere because he has no wide receivers to throw to. So, to me, if I'm the Joneses, I'm getting Diggs' contract ready and having him sign some shit to where, he's on today's prices and not on tomorrow's prices, to where it just went up another $3 million per year,
No, man, I get it. Like, I'll be completely 100% honest with you real fast. Jalen Hurts playing the way he does scares the shit out of me. Okay? I'm not even playing. Like, you realize if this kid keeps winning, he makes it to the playoffs. Say he just wins 2 playoff games. Okay, gets to the championship game. We'll say he just hypothetically wins an MVP. Do you know what that's going to do to his salary?
Oh, it's going to
raise that
it.
Contract, dude.
Yeah,
like you're automatically talking Lamar Jackson numbers if you add it just an MVP in there. Now, say you add an MVP and a Super Bowl onto that. Do you know what that's going to fucking do? Like, and that's why I want to see how Jalen's built, because if anyone is smart enough, it's him to realize you need your team to be successful. I wonder if he's going to go out and totally max it out, or if he's going to be like, I'll give you, I want to see what kind of man he is. Now, granted, why wouldn't you pay him?
Yeah.
I understand that. You definitely want to, but is he going to be knowledgeable enough at a young guy to not just see dollar signs, but be like, nah, man, just give me this much and keep some for the team, and let's keep building this so we can keep winning. I mean, because if he's greedy, bro, I don't see how you can even keep a team around him. He's going to be astronomical numbers, bro.
Imagine
like, what, 300K? If that would all go the way it goes, that's ridiculous, man.
Imagine all that stuff goes down and they give him they give him the bag, right? And then you hear some Jerry Jones type shit. Oh, we can't pay Devontae Smith because we have too much money thrown into our number one quarterback. That would be some shit, right? You losing players because Jalen, like you're saying, if he is greedy, it will be tough. Yeah. It will be tough to keep players around him, which at the same time, I'm hoping for Jalen Hurts to have crazy numbers and play well and then fall short in the playoffs. So that way he can be like, well, you know what? He played well. Let's pay him his money and then let's see what we can do. And then everyone leaves and retires and he just falls flat on his face because he doesn't have anyone. That's my hopes and dreams as a Cowboy fan, but that's just me because, I don't like the Eagles.
You're a fucking monster. And I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Well, I mean, it's about that time to get off of here anyway.
So. Yeah. No, I know. No, man, I appreciate you coming in and talking with me here on East One East. This is always fun. Love chatting up with you, and sure. It's fun to just bullshit. And what I love about it is because we're friends off of here.
Yeah.
I take nothing personal.
Me neither.
Cheap shots, and I know you can take it. So
yeah.
But shout out to Law Nation. Appreciate you coming in. That was amazing. Never seen him in a chat before of mine, so that was really cool. And shout out to Bird Gang 31 and RJ and Ready Red and DCF, all you guys. Appreciate you so much for coming through and listening and chatting with us. And yeah, man, Eagles game tonight. I will be live streaming it, play by play. So definitely check me out over there on the Hardcore Sports Network with my boy Philly Sports Rap and Next Shift Randy. We'll be doing that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, enjoy your bye week. And I hope you get your ass kicked by Green Bay.
Yeah, right. But no, man, I'll be watching it on Prime. I finally got my wife's Amazon Prime account on my TV down here, so I'll be down here watching the game, hoping that Price runs all over y'all and puts up 3 touchdowns, and somehow, for some reason, Jalen has the worst game of his life.
You know,
so that way I can,
right?
So I can see a EC1 rant because I haven't seen one all year.
Yo, I almost forgot about that dude, man. Like, he's been quiet.
Yeah, he has been.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
all right, man, I'm about to get on out of here.
Yes, sir. I will catch you later, dude. I'll give you a call next week sometime to set this up again. And
For sure.
yeah, appreciate you taking that time out. And I'll see you all soon at the live play-by-play. Peace
All right,
out.
man.
Fly, Eagles,
Later,
fly.
guys.
8-0. Let's
6-2, second place.
Later, guys.
Later.
Check it out. Feel the rhythm on the bass, man. I'm feeling the rhythm on the bass,